Greetings and welcome back, one and all. Welcome back, ladies and gents. Welcome back to Let's Play Scratches, the Director's Cut edition. Welcome back to the Blackwood Manor. Jesus Christ, that was a mouthful. In any case, let us get back to the primary matter at hand, shall we? In the last episode I was almost willing to give up hope. And why? Well, because we seemingly ran into the ultimate dead end. There is literally nothing else left to do at the moment. All we could do was to give our good friend and real estate agent Jerry Carter another call. And guess what? The call, despite being a little awkward, actually resulted in something good. We found out another clue. Admittedly, it is a rather subtle clue, but hey, you all know, at this point in time, no matter how insignificant a clue could be, it could still lead to something. Now then, what did we find out? Well, Jerry was aware of James T. Blackwood's exact date of death, June 1963. Alright, that isn't really the exact date, but it is still a little bit more exact than what we knew about so far. And it is very important, and do you want to know why, one and all? Simple. It means that the outside world is aware that James T. Blackwood passed away. So far, we assumed that maybe they just thought he had vanished from the face of the planet just like Christopher Milton, but that is not the case. They think he is dead, gone, buried, or whatever, but that is not the truth. We are the only person alive, knowing that James T. Blackwood most likely faked his very own death for whatever reason. Could it be him down in the basement? If yes, then how did he survive for such a very long time? 15 years, perhaps even more, without food or something. Creepy and disturbing. However, that is of course not all. The date can lead to even more. Let us not forget, 2 other dates in the past revealed to us the loss of the Blackwoods' son, as well as the murder of Catherine Blackwood. Here we are once again within our chamber of solitude, the attic. There is that pile of newspapers. Maybe this new, more specific date can reveal something new to us. A very small lead, but anything is acceptable at the moment, so let us dig in. Who knows? Maybe we will stumble upon something truly magnificent, something nobody would ever have expected. Aha, you see? There is something new. I went through the news during June 1963. Good. Let us have a closer look. Aha. Oh, you already have something to say, Michael? The article wasn't as informative as I had hoped, but there was a phone number scribbled on the page. Oh, yes indeed, there is a phone number. However, I have not yet read the article, so please, Mr. Arthur, be a little patient. Alright then, ladies and gents, let us see what this is all about. The Journal, Northumberland Daily Newspaper, Wednesday, 1st of June, 1963. Following the shocking news that became of public knowledge last week, we must now inform about the sinister outcome of the story that has been in the mind of every citizen of our town these past few days. Mr. James Blackwood has died at the age of 56 due to a heart attack, allegedly because of the pressure and stress caused by the astonishing accusation by Mrs. Eva Mariani, former maid of the family. This puts a sudden end to the case deferred by the authorities. Police Chief William Bailey said, "It saddens me that Mr. Blackwood was never brought to a proper trial. No matter what kind of excuses could be possibly made, the death of Mrs. Catherine Blackwood is a fact. I am fully convinced that he was guilty. Dr. Christopher Milton is said to be taking care of a funeral that nobody will attend, and all the belongings of the Blackwood family are now in his possession. Silently, Rothbury returns to daily life, turning the page over one of its darkest chapters. Many will wonder in the years to come what really happened inside Blackwood Manor, followed by indeed a phone number, Bailey, Police Chief William Bailey, 01665 65217. Interesting. However, there's also one final bit at the end of the article, once again, probably just the beginning of a new report. Let's read it anyways. Mail train robbery, well over £1 million. A senior police spokesman said that last night the total haul in yesterday's mail train robbery was clearly well over £1 million, more than £500,000 of it belonging to the National Provincial Bank. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is really a crime-ridden place, isn't it? At least in this fictional world of the 70s in Great Britain. Oh well, not related to our case. Let us talk about that one instead. So, at the beginning, Michael said that there wasn't really anything of greater interest about this article other than the scribbled phone number. Let us take a look at the details anyway. So, apparently James Blackwood died at the age of 56 due to a heart attack. Yeah, right. I can imagine that he was stressed out and everything after the accusations of Miss Eva Mariani, Mrs. I should say. I am even more curious about that Italian letter now. But, of course, we all know that he didn't really die. The coffin is empty. James just faked his own death. And now he is? Ain't that the $1 million question? Where is he? Where is Christopher Milton? Who of the two is down inside my darn basement? It would make sense if it was James, because, well, it all fits. I don't know how he survived, though. But it would also make sense with Christopher. He vanished as well and was the last person to own this mansion and all of its belongings. It's nice that Rothbury returned to its normal life and just forgot about these horrible events. However, that phone number, apparently a man called William Bailey, police chief, was in charge of this investigation. That's what I am assuming. He thinks that James T. Blackwood was a bad guy. He says, I'm fully convinced that he was guilty. And he says, it saddens me that Mr. Blackwood was never brought to a proper trial. However, why would a phone number with his name be on that very article? Did somebody plan to phone Mr. Bailey? Let's have another look. It's really just scribbled down there. Did somebody try to bribe Mr. Bailey about something? Did somebody try to cover the truth? Did Christopher write the number down? Did he try to, I don't know, take some of the guilt off of James? Did somebody else perhaps try to call Mr. Bailey? Did the call ever take place? Was Mr. Bailey involved in something? Does he know a bit of details I am not aware about? All of that happened 15 years ago. I'd like to call that number, but how crazy would that be? Hello, Police Chief William Bailey, if you are still a police chief. That case about 15 years ago, can you tell me something about that? I am an author who now owns the building of the previous owner and murderer. Well, alright, the previous owner was a dude who just disappeared one day, but the owner before that owner, who also disappeared one day. Not really, but you get my drift. Let's see. There's something new. Reading the article about Blackwood's death was almost fruitless, except that there was a phone number on the main page. It would seem like someone was planning to phone Mr. Bailey. I wonder if that call was ever made. Oh, now I am really getting curious. Who wanted to call the police chief, and about what? And should I call that number? William Bailey was in charge of this investigation. I am pretty sure that he knows something I don't, but I am just a random author. Calling a perhaps former police chief, is that really such a smart idea? Now I am involving the authorities. I would involve them. As you can see, I am heading back into the master bedroom because there is something I remembered. Once again, I remembered the detail from quite a few episodes ago. In fact, all the talk about a phone number made me think about it. Remember this safe? Remember the document inside? This was basically just a contract about how James planned to, you know, have more rooms built for his manor. There was a phone number at the very bottom, you see? It is about a special bank account that was made for this very project. Now you might be thinking, how could this number possibly come in handy? Well, let me explain. Here is an example. Let's say that a human being opens up a bank account. Now, eventually, that human being passes away and there is nobody else to take the bank account over into his or her new possession. What exactly happens to the account? I can tell you what would most likely happen to it. Certain people would try to plunder it, because, let's face it, we live in a pretty corrupt world where everybody would try to get a little bit of free money. I mean, nobody is truly innocent in that matter. If there's a ownerless bank account, then the people owning the bank would try to plunder that account for one reason or another. They would try to justify it, of course, but the bank account would sooner or later belong to them, or, I don't know, somebody else. The money would disappear. However, what I am interested in right now is, does this bank account still belong to somebody? Does James T. Blackwood still own it? Because if he does, then he would still be alive. That would be the ultimate proof I need. Far-fetched, I know, but hey, far-fetching is the name of the game by now. So, what are we going to do? That is a good question. I have two phone numbers I could call. I could call this special bank account number to see if the account still exists and belongs to somebody, and I could call Police Chief William Bailey. Both actions seem rather risky. After all, both of these, well, should I say people? Whatever, do not know who I am. I would just be some random guy trying to dig in someone else's business. This could not end well. Should I risk it? Well, what other choice do I have? Far-fetched, like I said, but maybe this is the answer we've been looking for. Oh Christ, I don't believe I'm doing this. Alright, calm down. Michael, I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do this, and besides, you can just hang up if somebody gets suspicious. I'd say that the bank would be a little less risky, so let's try to call these guys first. Alright, what was the number? There we go. 0, 1, 5, 1, 2. Yes, I wrote it down, one and all. 9, 4. I'm not the fastest dialer. Where am I? Oh, whatever. I'm just entering the numbers now. And, oh. It didn't work. Nobody picked up. Or, wait a minute. Did I enter something wrong? Does the number not work? I'm not feeling too tempted to call the police chief just yet. Let me double check this. 0151. Oh my. I think this could be a little bit of an error. I think I entered... Yes, I entered a 5, but it is supposed to be a 9. Alright. Let's try this again. And I'm feeling less confident now. How delightful. Nah, go through with it, Michael. You are a grown-up. You can do this. You can talk to people. You can try to, I don't know, say something. Hello, does this bank account still exist? Sorry, sir, we can't give you that kind of information. That's probably what they are going to say. But oh well. Here goes nothing, ladies and gentlemen. What a plan. Oh god.
Good day, the National Bank of Northumberland. Robert Blake speaking.
Hello, Robert. I need some help.
Whoa, you're presenting me with a choice of dialogue? Well, that's interesting. And wow, Michael, what an introduction. Hello, Robert, I need some help. I don't need to introduce myself. Well, that would probably not be a good idea, but still. Way to be unsuspicious. I'd say I should ask about James Blackwood. That's the reason I'm calling, after all.
It's about James Thomas Blackwood. Do you have a customer called that?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't give you that kind of information.
Oh, goody. This is not a difficult thing to say at all. I told him that I was Dr. Milton. I said that I was Chief William Bailey. Great, so now I have to masquerade myself as somebody. This is not criminal whatsoever. I am walking on thin ice here, Michael. We are. Well, I guess trying to say that I am a police chief could get me into lots of trouble. After all, they could probably try to confirm if I am speaking the truth. I'm a good friend of the family. Dr. Milton, yes, that's the truth, believe me.
My name is Christopher Milton, a renowned doctor and good friend of the Blackwood family, and I demand some respect.
All right, sir. Please, just hold on for a few moments. Ah, yes. I have a customer listed as James Blackwood here.
Oh my, this is one deceivable employee fella, isn't he? I can ask about the constructions during the 60s or any recent activities. Well, I know everything there is to know about the construction. I want to know if somebody used this account in the recent time. Let's do that.
Good. I need to know about any recent banking activity in this account.
What kind of banking activity, sir?
Well, you tell me. Any withdrawals, payments?
Look, sir, I'm really sorry, but I can only give that information to Mr. Blackwood himself.
So that means the account is still active?
Well, yeah. It means I can't give you this information, sir. You said your name was...
I won't waste your time anymore. Good day.
Professional, Michael. Really darn professional. Master thespian. Oh dear, that was a close call, but we found out something of importance. The account is still being used. It is active. Seriously, what a deceivable fella he was. Oh, well, yeah, of course somebody still uses it. So, James T. Blackwood is still using this account. Well, somebody is using it, alright. But I'm guessing it has to be James. He is still alive. Well, now it is time to call Mr. Police Chief William Bailey, and I am pretty sure that this is not going to be as easy as Mr. Robert Blake. Or was it Black? I forgot already. Well, I do not have a choice. That's my excuse I use all the time. Let's just go for it, shall we? Alright, Michael. The first target was a rather simplistic one, but this guy is a police chief, is or was. I hope you know how to ask the right questions. Now then, 01665, there we go, 6, 5, yes, 5 it is, 1, no it was a 2, now there's the 1, and the 7, please don't pick up the phone, do me the favor, will you? Yeah. Oh lordy, here we go.
Hi, are you Mr. William Bailey?
That's me. And you are?
Yes, my name is Michael Arthade. I'm a journalist for a local newspaper in Rothbury.
I see. And what's this all about?
Well, you're the former police chief of this town, aren't you?
Indeed. I served many years ago.
And you were once in charge of a famous, or should I say, infamous case here?
Oh, bloody hell. Don't tell me this is about James Blackwood.
Well, yes, I'm writing a story for my newspaper. The most famous police cases of Northumberland.
Have you got any idea how many times I've talked about this? Go to your nearest library. I'm sure you'll find plenty of information about Blackwood there.
Please, Mr. Bailey, I beg you. It won't be the same if I can have the information from someone who was there, and no less than the renowned William Bailey of Rothbury.
All right, son, spare me the nonsense. What is it you want to know?
Well, in the first place, what did Ava Mariani see exactly?
She saw enough, son. James Blackwood was dragging a shape into a hole in the garden. At first, Mrs. Mariani couldn't realize what it was, but eventually she made out the dead body of Catherine Blackwood with a serious wound.
And Blackwood was automatically deemed guilty?
He was found digging his wife's son.
Why did James Blackwood never appear before a jury?
When you're someone as renowned and famed as James Blackwood was, you can pretty much avoid the authorities. However, you can't avoid justice. And justice was brought upon James Blackwood.
Justice? How?
He died shortly after the accusation. You should know about that.
What happened to Dr. Christopher Milton?
How should I know? You bet your life that slimy worm was up to something. I couldn't prove it, though I spent years investigating him. A shame we couldn't implicate him as much as James Blackwood.
Are you saying he could have had something to do with the murder?
Blackwood and Milton were very intimate. Milton did the impossible to aid his friend, and even clear his name after he died. You do the math.
And was ever determined the cause of death of Catherine Blackwood?
Yes, partly. Mrs. Mariani managed to see her throat was slit open. Ripped, she would say. It must have been horrible for the poor girl.
Still, everything sounds so vague, as if something were missing.
Are you questioning my performance on this case, son?
No, sir, not at all. I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, why a proper autopsy was never done.
An autopsy to whom?
Please, sir, this is very important to me, and I could really use your help. I'm trying to fit all the pieces of this mystery together.
Mystery? What mystery? You must be one of those people that just love splitting hairs, don't you?
I don't think I understand, sir.
Listen, son, that cold-blooded bastard murdered his wife, God knows why, but he and his fancy doctor did the impossible to hamper our investigations. You don't have to be a brilliant detective to realize Blackwood did it.
There's always a reason behind a murder. Nobody has ever found out why Blackwood did what he did.
Psychopaths don't need any reasons, and James Blackwood turned into one, precisely.
There's got to be something else. I can't believe Blackwood flipped just like that one sunny day. It doesn't make any sense.
People flip, son. You can be flipping right now without knowing it.
Well, then tell me how Blackwood reacted when you pulled his wife from beneath the ground.
I beg your pardon.
I mean Catherine Blackwood's body when you dug in the garden of the manor.
Like I said, they hampered the investigation. We never managed to set one foot inside the manor. What kind of bloody journalist are you, son?
But are you telling me you never actually retrieved the body?
That's exactly what I'm telling you. Now, if you don't mind.
But wait, this doesn't make any sense.
Stop wasting my time, damn it. I was enjoying my retirement until you had the brilliant idea of calling me. I don't want to hear anything else about this case ever again.
Please, Mr. Bailey, don't...
Leave me alone.
Smooth, Michael. Very smooth. You held out longer than I expected. But I can't be humorous right now. I feel a little disturbed. They never dug up Catherine's body? They never found her? Then who the hell is that corpse in the crypt? This is creepy. Could it be Christopher?